Hello, dear students, Jai Hind, and very good morning. Welcome back. We are already continuing a very important chapter, understand? That is chapter number 7, Understanding the Shapes. In that particular chapter, last time, if you can remember, in our last lecture number 6, you were explained one very important theorem regarding parallelogram, if you remember that. In that particular theorem, actually, those three facts, three properties which we proved about parallelogram are actually an intrinsic properties of parallelogram. Understand three facts about parallelogram we proved yesterday in our lecture number 6. Which three facts we proved about parallelogram in our theorem 1? Before we move to that, let us write the title of the chapter again. Okay, this is, as you know, chapter number 7, right? Chapter number 7, title of the chapter you all know, Understanding Shapes. Okay, Understanding Shapes. In this particular chapter, you are going to attend today lecture number 7. Okay. Now, before we start our discussion about some other properties of parallelogram in today's lecture, understood? First, we need to sum up those concepts of parallelogram which we have discussed yesterday. Let me remind three characteristic properties of parallelogram which we have proved yesterday. Let me list them out. What we proved about parallelogram, I am just writing those property in parallelogram. Which property we proved, if you can remember? The first one, in parallelogram we have proved, what was that? Opposite sides. Opposite sides are congruent. Intentionally I am writing this word. Congruent means equal only. These two are actually synonymical word. This first property of parallelogram, that in parallelogram opposite sides are equal, that we proved yesterday in our lecture number 6. Then second property regarding parallelogram, if you can remember, we proved that opposite angles are congruent. If you can remember, opposite angles are congruent. That's the, I'm highlighting it so that permanently, as I told you, any chapter in geometry carries importance to higher standard also. That I have already told you in advance. Understand? And that's why you have to be very conscious regarding not only understanding the concept but remembering it permanently. You have to keep each and every concept in your mind. Two properties. Opposite sides are congruent, we studied. Opposite angles are congruent, we studied. And third property, dear student, what we studied, that diagonal diagonals bisect parallelogram. That also we studied, if you can remember. Okay, these three properties regarding parallelogram you have studied. And why I am writing this and why I am highlighting this property, because what we are going to do at the end of this lecture, we are going to solve some such examples which are going to utilize all these properties regarding parallelogram. You understood this. That's why I have highlighted all three properties of parallelogram. Okay, these three facts we proved, if you can remember, as a part of theorem 1. Okay, dear student, this is what we proved in theorem 1. Now, one of the very important fact, that is we are going to prove in theorem number 2. Okay, let me first write the statement of the theorem. Okay, theorem 2. Okay, theorem 2. What is the statement? Prove that, just you note down with me, dear student, prove that diagonals, just note down with me, dear student, prove that diagonals of a parallelogram, diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. This is what we are going to prove. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Dear student, this word has to be very, very clear in your mind before I start explaining the theorem. Bisect means dividing into two equal parts. Is it clear in your mind? Understand? Bisects means dividing into two equal parts. This has to be very clear in your mind. So what is the statement of the theorem? Prove that in parallelogram diagonals bisect each other. That is what we have to prove. As I told you already in advance, whenever you are going to prove any particular theorem, you should know what you are going to prove. That you should know in advance. If you do not have clarity regarding the target, that this is my target and I have to prove it, so that clarity of target has to be first in your mind. Understood? As I told you, you must be remembering theorem has how many organs? 3. Given to prove and proof. But your proof depends on to prove. What you have to prove, that is very important. Understood? Okay. Let us, dear student, try to summarize first that what we are going to prove in this particular theorem. Okay. Suppose, dear student, let me first draw diagram for you. This is suppose a parallelogram. Okay. Parallelogram ABCD. Okay. I do not want to confuse you when you have a look at the textbook. That's why I am labeling as per the textbook for just your clarity, because when you revise it should not create any difficulty for you. That's why only. Now this is parallelogram given, and in this parallelogram let us draw two diagonal AC, okay, and diagonal BD. Both these diagonal are suppose intersecting at point O. What you have to prove, let us first discuss. You have to prove that diagonal bisect each other. That means both the diagonal at point O are to be divided into two equal parts. You understood? Bisect means two equal parts. So at this intersection point O, diagonal AC divides into two equal parts. Let me show this way. This is what you have to prove. You have to prove that AO equal to OC. That is, you have to prove. Not only that, at this intersection point, diagonal BD also got divided into two equal parts. So you also have to prove OB equal to OD. This is what you need to do. Okay, dear student, let us write first data. That means given data. What you can write in data? You can write this way in, just write with me, in parallelogram ABCD. In parallelogram ABCD, diagonals, you name both the diagonals? Diagonals AC and BD intersect at point O. This is given. You understood this? What we have written in given, in parallelogram ABCD, diagonals AC and BD intersect at point O. Okay? To prove what we have to prove, let us write to prove. What you have to prove, dear student? You have to prove that AO equal to OC. When you prove this, means at point O, AC is bisected, and you also have to prove OB equal to OD. When you prove this, means BD diagonal also got bisected. Okay, this is data and to prove in this particular theorem. Dear student, why I am insisting you that you should make your concept very clear, because understanding theorem and writing theorem is little difficult, because whenever it's a question of solving geometry example, it demands your logic, it demands your reasoning. Nobody is going to tell you that if you want to prove that diagonal bisect means what you are going to prove symbolically, that you have to understood. So our target is to prove AO equal to OC, OB equal to OD. So now, dear student, after writing data and to prove, let us move ahead to prove this theorem. Proof. Okay. Now your target has to be on this two triangle. Can you name this triangle? Triangle AOB. Can you name this triangle? Triangle COD. Now your target is to prove this two triangle congruent somehow. And for proving two triangles congruent, you all know that we have got only two postulates. Which are those? SAS and ASA. Two postulates only. So somehow, dear student, we have to utilize any one of the postulate which is applicable here, either SAS or ASA. Before we move, just try to understand. Because it is a parallelogram, so obviously AB parallel to CD. So just try to reconstruct Z formation. C D C O A B. This two becomes congruent alternate angle. This angle belongs to triangle COD. This angle belongs to triangle AOB. Now reconstruct inverse Z formation. C D O B A. Again you got two angles which are alternate and congruent. So this belongs to triangle AOB, this belongs to triangle COD. You got two pairs of angle. Now if you think of this triangle, these two angle, this will be the included side. Understand? And angle A and B, this will be the included side. Opposite sides of parallelogram are always congruent. We have already proved. So dear student, we got C A S A as a postulate. Okay, let us try to represent in the form of proof. I am writing for which two triangle we are going to target. For triangle AOB and triangle COD. Okay, let me write, I may say it, angle, this is angle 1 and I may say it angle 2. So let me write first angle 1 equal to angle 2. You can name them full also. In exam, if you do not want to write angle 1, how can you write angle D C O? That way also you can write. If you do not want to write angle 2, how can you write angle O A B? That is your choice. Angle 1 equal to angle 2. What is the reason? Alternate angles. Okay. Let us write the second pair, angle 3 and angle 4. Okay. Again here, dear student, if you do not want to write 3, you can write angle C D O, or angle 4 you can write angle A B O or OBA, whatever. Again the reason is common, alternate angles. Okay student. And one more, AB equal to CD. You can in reference write theorem 1. Why? Because in theorem 1 you have already proved that opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. So dear student, this two triangle became congruent by which postulate? ASA. Understand? I am continuing the proof here. Okay. Therefore, what you will write? Can you say now? Therefore, triangle AO congruent to triangle COD by ASA. as a criteria you can write. You can write postulate, theorem, whatever you want. Now, because these two triangles are congruent, so remaining side are congruent means AO equal to OC, OB equal to OD. Therefore, AO equal to OC, OB equal to OD. Because AO equal to OC, OB equal to OD, that means, dear student, this both the diagonal got bisected at which point O, so you can write therefore diagonals AC and BD bisect each other. Okay, so this is the complete proof of the theorem. You understood this? First, before I revise and re-explain the same theorem for you, please concentrate on the theorem and try to understand what has been given. In remembering and understanding any theorem of geometry, what counts very important is understanding the statement, understanding really the meaning of the statement in symbolic formation, and then try to sum up or try to conceptualize which of the postulate can be applicable to prove the given two triangles congruent triangles. That is what you have to understand. First, dear student, no rush at all. Just verify this theorem perfectly. Try to understand each and every statement perfectly. Observe it for 2 to 3 minutes, and then I will re-explain, and then we will solve some examples based on these two theorems. Okay, first you verify it. We want to discuss some of the examples based on this, but before that you need to verify it perfectly. Just have a look, have a sharp look for 2 to 3 minutes on this particular theorem. In exam, I am going to give only this statement, nothing else. Prove that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. This will be the only statement delivered to you in exam. Understood? Have a look at this, then I will re-explain. Try to gather the concept in your mind. Understood? Just gather the concept in your mind and try to understand this. That's important. Is it clear in your mind? Let me remind you. Just revision. In exam, you will be given only this. Prove that diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. This is the only statement in exam. First, before I started this theorem, I explain you how can you gather the concept. You will draw a parallelogram ABCD. You will draw two diagonal AC and BD. You show them intersecting at point O. After drawing the diagram, you are trying to understand this statement that diagonal bisect each other. That means both the diagonal at the point of intersection are going to divide themselves in two equal parts. So we wrote the data in parallelogram ABCD. Diagonals AC and BD intersect at point O. Because of bisection, you have to prove AO equal to OC, OB equal to OD. Then we targeted this two triangle. We targeted triangle AOB and triangle COD. AB parallel to CD. So angle 1 and 2 alternate angle, real Z reconstruction, inverted Z angle 3 and angle 4, and in this triangle if you think these two angle, this is included side. In this triangle if you think these two angle, this is included side. And because it is a parallelogram, you proved in theorem 1 that opposite sides are equal. That means by ASA, triangle AOB congruent to triangle COD. Now when you say that these two triangles are congruent, that simply means that both these part AO equal to OC, OB equal to OD, because they are corresponding sides of these two triangles which are now congruent. Understand? And because you proved AO equal to OC, OB equal to OD, that means diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. You understood this? So dear student, now before I write the fourth property of parallelogram, I expect that you must have noted down the complete theorem from the board. If any one or two statements are left, please take a little time to note down. Then we will summarize here it as one of the property of parallelogram. Please note down if anything is left. Otherwise, you have to write the same way in exam. Understood? If any statement is left to be written or any concept left to be reconstructed in your mind, please verify it. Okay? Let us summarize this theorem as one of the property. Okay, now I am erasing this. Okay, so this concept is clear. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Okay. What is that? Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Okay. Let us summarize it as one of the property of parallelogram. Okay. Let us write it. Theorem number 2 regarding parallelogram, and what you conceptually proved actually, so that's your concept number 4. Okay. What we have proved that diagonals bisect diagonals bisect each other. This is speaking characteristically the fourth property of parallelogram. Understand? Uh, Actually, in 8th standard, you are proving them as a theorem. You have to permanently remember some of all these properties of parallelogram. First, opposite sides are equal. Before we start discussing examples based on at least these four concepts, please first be sure opposite sides of parallelogram are congruent. Opposite angles of parallelogram are congruent. Diagonal bisect parallelogram. Fourth, diagonals bisect each other. Okay, these are the properties has to be in your mind. Okay, now let us discuss some of the examples which are going to utilize all these properties. Okay, as usual I will write the sum, you will also note down with me, and then we will solve it. Okay, let me write first example. See, I am writing it. Two adjacent sides. Two adjacent sides. Note down with me. Two adjacent sides of a parallelogram are 10 centimeter and 6 centimeter. The data, look at the data and please write. Two adjacent sides of a parallelogram are 10 centimeter and 5 centimeter. Okay, find its, just try to understand, find its perimeter. Okay, this is the statement given to us. Two adjacent sides of a parallelogram are 10 centimeter and 8 centimeter. then find its perimeter. Dear student, you have the concept clarity now. What is perimeter? Sum of all sides. Understood? Because I have seen student even not clear regarding this concept. Okay. Before I start explaining this sum, how many perimeter of parallelogram, how many properties of parallelogram you know? Can you speak the first? You are at home, but when I speak, you can speak with me. First, opposite sides are congruent. Second, opposite angles are congruent. Third, diagonals bisect parallelogram. Fourth, diagonals bisect each other. Four properties, okay, which you already know is going to be applicable here. Always it looks that which property you have to utilize in solving any example, that depends on you. Understood? Four properties of parallelogram has been listed out for you. Let us solve this sum. Suppose, dear student, when not mentioned as customary, we take parallelogram ABCD. Whenever not mentioned, okay. Parallelogram ABCD. Two adjacent sides are given. Longer side, let me take 10. Smaller side, let me take 6. We have to find perimeter. Do you know the concept? What was the first property? Can you tell me? Opposite sides of parallelogram are congruent. That means, the student, side AB equal to side CD, side AD equal to side BC. You have to write this way. AB 6, this is 6. BC 10, this is 10. How will you write in solving the sum? This is the way. In, just try to understand. In parallelogram ABCD, AB equal to CD, because they are opposite side. I do not want you write all huge statement that opposite sides of parallelogram are congruent. That I don't want. You understood, that is sufficient for me. For me, it is important that your mind has conceptualized this particular example. That's important for me. Okay. AB equal to CD, therefore AB equal to CD equal to 6. Okay. Similarly, AD equal to BC. Again, another pair of opposite side. So AD equal to BC equal to 10. Got all sides, dear student? Now you know very well that perimeter equal to, what is that? Sum of all sides AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. Just go on writing 6 plus 10 plus 6 plus 10 turns out to be 32 centimeter. You got the answer, okay? Is it clear in mind? One such example before we move to other one, I am giving you for self-study just now. But this is clear in your mind. Perimeter means sum of all sides. That has to be very clear. Okay. First you make the sum clear. Then I will give one another example for self-study, and you have to write. I will just erase some of the data. Okay. Right. I am going to erase the calculation I have done here. I am going to say it's sum number 2, and I am going to change the little data here, okay, and then you try to solve it. What is that? Example number 2. Two adjacent sides of a parallelogram are 4 centimeter and 3 centimeter. Then find its perimeter. Try to solve it. 3 minutes time for you. Okay. Try to solve. You have to move as per the example number 1 we have done. Understood, where we utilize the same concept, that then we'll solve it here for those students who could not catch the concept yet. Okay, but first you try to solve it by yourself. I am giving little time for every student. Don't think like that. You should not think individually for yourself only, that I am able to solve, because I want each and every student to conceptualize and solve this sum. Okay, then we'll solve it on the board here. Is it? Just 1 minute now to solve this example, and then we'll discuss another one. Okay, can I solve it for you? Okay, let us draw parallelogram ABCD. ABCD. Two sides are given, 4 and 3, shorter side and longer side. As you all know very well, dear student, opposite sides are equal. This is 3 and this is 4. Okay. And then you will go for writing this in parallelogram ABCD. AB equal to CD, because they are opposite sides. Therefore, AB equal to CD equal to 3. Some student, if you may want to write the reference, they can write also. I don't mind. Understand, you can write as a reference that shows your strengthening of the concept. Then AD equal to BC. They are also opposite side. In reference, my dear student, You can also mention this. No problem at all. Therefore, AD equal to BC equal to 4. You got all the sides. Now as you know, perimeter equal to AB plus BC plus CD plus BA. Just go on substituting the values. Okay, this turns out to be 14 centimeter. Understood? Many students might have been able to solve this particular example. We are going to also discuss, no doubt, some difficult example also. But my dear student, what is important for you is that you are in command of 4 properties of parallelogram. Opposite sides are congruent, opposite angles are congruent, diagonal bisect parallelogram, as well as diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. You are in actual command of 4 properties. So whenever you are asked any example which property is applicable there, that you have to think. Understand? Nobody is going to guide in exam when you solve this sum. It is actually you who is going to decide which property is applicable here, because it happened that in these circumstances we are not live. Understand? You are attending me through video lecture. Otherwise, if we have been in the classroom, I am just going to write the sum and I will ask you which property is applicable here. But you think, dear student, like you are in live classroom and I am asking you that in this particular, that's why every time I give one SLP for you, so that it looks like interaction between you and me, that I solve one example, then I just write one example here for you only, so that you will immediately catch the concept and understand what I want to actually explain to you. Okay, dear students? So, in this particular lecture, we have already got the idea about theorem number 2. Theorem 1, very important. When I take WRT, it carries much mark. Then theorem number 2 also I explained today, and we started practicing the example based on theorem 1 and theorem 2. We will continue the practice of all these example and application of 4 properties of parallelogram in our next lecture. Okay, thank you very much.